something falls down for you to just look at and appreciate. And with these 6 minutes, hopefully we can grasp at something beautiful.
One thing that we can look at in this map, we've had a lot of maps played between these two already. They played in winners bracket finals. They played in this grand finals as well. And one thing to note, a lot of those high-paced maps, 260 BPM, were very close between both of them. We saw Vaxei's performance on Monster. We saw mrek's performance on Recollection End Roll on the alt pick in Nomad that has a lot of that snap aim elements in it. We've seen what mrekk and Vaxei can do on that precision pick with all of that snap aim in the Ki times. We've seen what mrekk can do on Jingo Jungle when you get those types of really tricky flow aim patterns, and both of them on some really ridiculous act right now as well. It's not going to be a challenge at all. AR-10, OD-10 may as well be comfort for these two. They play it all day, every day, and it is...
oh my god, is there a more gorgeous start to this? Can we just look at these two scores right now? I mean, this is quintessential tiebreaker scenario. This is as tiebreaker as it can get. And even if it's just the very start of the match, you just love to see how in sync these two players are and how well they know each other, how diverse their skill set is, and how similar they can be. And just seeing these two, I mean, this is the first tournament we've ever seen them. They've met for the first time, a few weeks ago, and now they're meeting up for a second hurrah to just put on a show, and my god, have they done that. But the only show they're going to be putting on is something that, I mean, you're going to be flicking through the channels, and there's only one that's going to be on every single channel. It's going to be this one.
This is... they met 1 week ago for the first time in winners bracket finals. There's a little bit of, I think, nerve shake coming out of mrekk right now. This is before we get into the hard section of the map. This is before that first Ki time. There's where the spacing actually increases, where it really picks up in difficulty. Vaxei still holding that FC from the start of the map. The early miss from mrekk is going to drop the score down in comparison over time. Score lead is going to grow, but there's the miss from Vaxei as well. Misses on the high spacing jumps, and that now really gives an inroad for mrekk. Maybe that early miss, a little bit strategic. Sometimes it helps to take the nerves off.
He needs to go into the second verse with a good combo. Oh, but that miss is going to be massive. That was such a fantastic opportunity. I mean, not down a lot, though. Was able to, remedy it to some degree. 20K, 23K-ish deficit. Nothing to scoff at, especially, staying on pace with the act as well. I mean, it's still pretty even, all things considered.
It really is. I mean, this is still super close going into the ending section of the map. It's about 30k in the favor of Vaxei at the moment. It's going to climb little by little. He has about 100 combo lead right now, but all that can change at the drop of a hat, really. Any combo drop can change the situation, and there's actually a miss that comes out from mrekk. Drops the accuracy, drops the combo. There goes Vaxei in return. We're in one of those other high spacing sections in between Ki times right now. It's an ever so slight combo lead for mrekk. If he holds it for an extended period of time, it's going to help him claw back to that score lead that was lost in the first half of the map. We do see both players hitting the rest of this for now, but there's just so many of these high spacing jumps that can change at any moment.
Now he's picking up the pace. This is what we love to see, and these scores are going to become incredibly balanced. You see that red bar right below Vaxei's name? Keep an eye on it, because there's going to be some shifting shenanigans going on in a bit if all goes well for mrekk. But if Vaxei can just hold on and stay disciplined, I mean, this is a great opportunity for mrekk to build up some combo here.
Yeah, it's a 200 combo lead for mrekk. That score lead, like you said, it's going to shift over as long as mrekk is able to hold. This section is not as difficult in comparison to those super high spacing sections that we had before. We're going into the last quarter of this match, Etienne, by the way. Combo lead for mrekk. It's less than 15,000 score in Vaxei's favor. This is as close as it gets here in the grand finals. And both of these players still going to hold on to the combo through the beginning of this Ki time. It's all just going to
jumps.
It all comes down to this.
I forgot what the word was. I'm so speechless. I'm just so frozen up. I don't even know what to do here. And look at that red bar. It is disappearing. It's going to turn blue soon, Dio. It's going to turn blue.
It's going to turn blue in just about a second here if everything holds true. But here we go into the real hard section of the map. This last sixth or so of the song is the single hardest section in the map. Both of these players need to hold as long as possible. There goes mrekk to combo. He finds a jump on the first set of full screen jumps. Vaxei now holding on to the combo where mrekk couldn't, and mrekk unable to get the combo back together as well. And it's looking like Vaxei. We talked about that tournament consistency. We talked about the history this player has.
Wait a minute, there's another mistake and bouncing out, and I don't know, the combos are so even now, and there just isn't a ton left. I mean, there's definitely a sizable amount, but I mean, mrekk can only have so much time. You know, time is just it's such a, I almost said finite. That's not true. I failed.
There's only so much time left in the map. I get where you're coming from. There's not a lot of combo lead for mrekk either right now. The accuracy is slightly in Vaxei's favor. And Etienne, I think the timing of that miss was just a little bit too soon for mrekk. If he had held on ever so slightly longer, one more pattern worth of jumps, 10 more seconds, 5 more seconds might have been enough. But time ran out. And that is Vaxei taking gold at the end of grand finals. We talked about the players' history. We talked about the nerves that affect both of these players, the reputation on the line for both of these players, either the giant to be slayed or the giant slayer. But it is going to be the giant coming out on top. Vaxei once again finding the win at the end of a 1v1 tournament, but by God, did he have to work for it this time around.
Oh yeah, he was like a double shift Walmart supercenter worker. Like, he was working his bones off to keep that lead, and mrekk almost had it. He really, I mean, God, these scores were so nutty, but Vaxei just defending his status as just the GOAT. I mean, I know it's a cliche term to use, but there's only, if you win if you have the tournament resume Vaxei does, that's just how the cookie crumbles, homie. But